Hello, my name is Osborne, and this is my submission for realMyst Masterpiece Edition into SGDQ 2025. Now, we are playing realMyst Masterpiece Edition, which is the 2014 remake of the 2000 remake of the 1993 video game Myst. These are three separate things, please do not get them confused. And ironically, the remake of the remake is the most broken version rather than the older versions, as one would probably assume. And we're going to see a lot of what makes this game broken in a bit. However, the specific category that we're doing is all pages, no sages. Now, you can complete the game without any of the pages if you already know the puzzle solutions, as speedrunners would. And so this specific category, you have to get all the pages like a person probably would in their casual playthrough. However, you are not allowed to use a glitch known as Sage, or pretty much a save glitch, as the community has dubbed it. This specific save glitch essentially cuts out a lot of what makes the run fun and a lot of the glitches and tech that you're going to be seeing in this game. And so it definitely cuts out all the parts that I enjoy, and so that's why we're doing all pages, no sages, which will show a lot more of what the game has to offer in still a really short time period, and a lot of the really cool tech the community has discovered. And with that being said, one major thing about this game is that you are able to switch between the classic point-and-click movement style of the original Myst, as you can see, just move from one place to another, and the more modern version, which is just standard keyboard and mouse first-person movement controls, and we're going to be abusing that ability to switch between those two a lot in this run. We're actually going to start out in free roam for this particular first section of the game in order to immediately go into a glitch, which we will explain right when we start the timer. Time begins once you do your first input, and so I'm going to be starting the video right here, and we're going to go immediately into that glitch. So as you can see, we're starting at free roam, and there we go. We're strafing here, as you can see, strafing with diagonally with A and W or D and W is a lot faster than going straight. And right there, you can see that we were able to wiggle our way into a piece of level geometry that allows us to grab one of the books that'll lead us to one of the ages. We have a few different ages that we go to in this run or to collect all the pages. This is one of them. We're going to get the blue page first. This specific age is called Mechanical. And that glitch that we did was our pretty much the fastest way to get in here. As you can see, we immediately move back to classic Myst mode because on the fastest speed of this is actually faster than moving, even with strafing if you can. But in certain cases, strafing will be faster, because especially if you're going to go up and down stairs. Stairs are typically not very fast when it comes to original Myst mode. And with that, we are already done with the first split of this run, Mechanical Blue. The main glitch was getting into it, but even just the movement of getting in and out was pretty quick, which I'm very proud of. We're going to return that book. We have to return all of our pages immediately to the blue book upon receiving them, and we're going to go here, and we're going to do a small little puzzle that unlocks the next two areas for us, and we're going to go into one of them immediately and then save the other one for later. After lighting this, we're going to go into free roam again, because once more we're going to go down some stairs, and specifically downstairs strafing will in fact be faster than going into classic Myst mode, solving this puzzle, and then strafing back up. And we're actually on a timer. The moment that we started that exact engine, we are on a timer because the tree that leads us to the next level is on a constant upwards movement, and upon turning off the engine, the tree will then come back down. So if you did all your movement right by turning on all these panels and solving all these puzzles correctly, the tree will actually be right there in front of you. We lifted it up, went to go do some more puzzles, and then lifted it back down and solve all those puzzles in quick succession. The perfect timing for that is that the entrance to that tree should be right there in front of you. We're going to be abusing a little bit of a glitch right there in order to bring that tree back up the moment that we load into this next area again, by turning on that valve. Essentially, if you exit into the menu while a loading zone is happening, and then go back into the game, and then exit and go back in again, you're able to change into free roam, and then as soon as you come back into the game again, and then turn off that valve. And so for this specific glitch that we're going to be doing right here, we're going to go back into free roam, and this specific edge of the cabin has a little bit of weird geometry, and you're able to clip through it like so, and then right when you're on the edge of that rock, you switch back into classic Myst mode, and the game will go towards whatever node it thinks you are closest at. And so, for some reason, when you're on that specific edge, you will be transported up into the treehouse. And we make abuse of that again right here by falling down and then switching to classic Myst. And the game thinks that the closest node is right there on those stairs, which will lead us right here, avoiding all of the traversal back down. We're going to be turning on this valve because that turns on the water to allow us to activate the elevator that leads later. And exits the level. And we're going to be doing pretty much the exact same glitch right here. This specific one, the bridge skip as we call it, is incredibly difficult because you have to precisely move yourself onto this invisible wall next to the lever. And then as you're falling, you need to go into classic Myst mode again, because if you do it too late, you're actually going to hit the death plane and then respawn back to where the lever is, and that just wastes a whole lot of time. We're going to be going directly here into the elevator here after turning on the water, and that's pretty much all of Channelwood Blue. That, in my opinion, is one of the harder parts of the run, especially because you do the first glitch with free roam, which isn't that bad, but especially when you're starting out, it can be really finicky. And the final bridge skip with the lever, that one is, in my opinion, one of the hardest, if not the hardest glitch in this game to pull off. A very nice gold, as we can see here. We're going to be returning this specific page again, and you saw that as I was entering that level, we turned on the lever by spinning it back up, and that causes the tree to go back up. And that's pretty important because we can lodge ourselves into the tree by switching on free roam and then get lifted on the tree with us. This tree, of course, isn't round. It's like shaped with several sides that we can lodge ourselves into, and by going up it twice, we're able to slightly clip into it, and upon it going up again, we can clip into it entirely, move immediately backwards upon landing, so that we don't clip too out of bounds, and then select the bridge, because we're going to actually go back to Channelwood. Each of these ages will have two pages, a blue and a red page. And so we're going to go back over here to Channelwood Red, and we're going to do even more glitches because Channelwood is just a glitch fest when it comes to these things. This is a good example of why we switch into free roam sometimes for just basic movement, because we will go here, and strafing up here is significantly faster than even the fastest way of doing classic Myst mode, because the nodes will just go from one node to another incredibly slowly. We change back into classic Myst, and it'll transport us to the other side of the door, and then we're going to change back into free roam because we need to do it for a glitch, and this is just the most convenient spot as that door is opening. After we collect this red page, we're going to do that exact glitch. There isn't really a huge setup for this. We kind of just hope and pray that it works, and most of the time that it does. Thankfully, upon glitching out of that door and rubbing yourself up against the corner of it, you are able to clip out at a specific angle, and then as you're falling, switch back into classic Myst and enter this part of the treehouse. At this point, we go into free roam, and then we do the easiest glitch in the world. And clip out, there's really, it's really as easy as it looks. You literally just strafe, and eventually you will clip out and fall towards the bridge. And conveniently, we are right next to where we need to enter the elevator in order to exit the level. So that is Channelwood Red. That is really, really fast for Channelwood Red. I'm very proud of that. So, next, we are going to go into Mechanical Red. Mechanical is the very first area that we saw in the game where we collected the first blue page, but now we're going to go into Mechanical again and grab the red page. We're going to strafe again here to go up these stairs faster. Again, wiggle into a little bit of the level geometry right there. Typically, a lot of runners will like move left or just move in one direction to try and clip in, and sometimes that works, but the best way to like make sure that you are lodged in is by wiggling left and right, by just strafing a little bit, and that'll lodge you in pretty tightly. We're going to go here to the left side. You don't want to be too quick with some of these with some of the movement here in Myst, because if you like move yourself and try to exit as the door is closing, you will actually get stuck, and the only way to get out of it is to go into free roam and then go back into classic Myst mode, which is just a huge time loss. So thankfully that didn't happen, because we were careful with some of our movements there and to make sure we didn't turn around and exit too quickly. Now we are done with Mechanical, we're done with Channelwood. We have two more ages that we're going to go to, and the first one being Stoneship. Stoneship is a very nice area. We are going to enter through here, again, going through going through in free roaming in order to skip a few nodes, as it will be slower to go into classic mist mode there. And upon entering this loading zone, we're actually going to exit and immediately move into classic mist, because you can do that upon loading in. Much easier to do that than loading out. And so we're going to turn around, move our camera up while we are in classic mist mode by using right click and then clicking a lever through the floor, turning on the lever that begins a timer, and we have to do a very specific sequence of events. First of all, turn off the light, readjust our camera by using F7, clipping out and clipping out of bounds in free roam, going back into classic mist, which puts us into this tunnel, and then grabbing the blue page, or the red page, I should say. And then upon getting the red page, we then have to go over here and turn on the lights to the entire area, like so. And you pretty much have to do all of that within like 50 seconds or less. Thankfully, the fastest way you can do it is just exactly what you saw there, doing that out of bounds sequence and then going back into classic mist. And ideally, that should take literally no more than 30 seconds. I can do it in around 25 to 30. And then we teleport right here back into the main area. Again, we exit, go back in, and then exit, escape again, so that we can go into free roam the moment that we get into here, instead of having to wait for this last loading zone. Boom, there you go. And now we're here, returning the final, well, not the second to last red page. That isn't the one that's right next to it. We're going to go back into Stoneship in order to grab the blue page, and we're going to do a little bit more of an out-of-bounds sequence. A specific thing that I forgot to mention is that F7 actually like decenters your camera, like adjusts it, and that allows us to, when you go into free roam, pretty much go out of bounds in specific areas, when you're on specific nodes, and you see that a lot throughout the run. It's pretty much the way that we do about half of the out-of-bounds segments in this game, and that's really, really fun. Just being able to quickly go to F7 and then click back out, and it's pretty much, you get to freely go out of bounds in specific areas, and that's really useful for stuff like that, where we just have to clip through the water and get the last page here in Stoneship. Of course, we accidentally lose time here because we put the book back into the table, but it's not really that big of a time loss, not egregious anyway. Specifically here, we do not move back into free roam because it is faster for this next section and this next piece of movement to do it in classic mist, because we're not going to go back to Stoneship. We're going to go into the final area of Selenitic before we, of course, beat the game. In Selenitic, we have to solve this sound puzzle. Of course, there's an intended way of figuring this out, but instead we already know the answer, and we kind of do it relative based on what the other notes are. It's really hard to memorize this perfectly, and like not even a lot of top runners do it, myself included. And so we go through here and we adjust it relative based on what the other pitches are, so it's easier to pinpoint exactly where it needs to be. Okay, so then after that we go to Selenitic. We're going to stay in mist mode for the majority of this upper overhead area. And we're going to immediately go and grab the blue page, which is on the other side of this island, right over here. And then upon grabbing the blue page, we're going to go back. And we're going to set ourselves up for a small glitch right here. We're going to keep going, and we're going to go there as if we were going to enter and grab the red page. But instead, we're going to stop right here, decenter our camera using F7, and then go into free roam, go out of bounds, and then strafe in a very specific spot so that we can clip back in bounds right here underneath the level into the underground portion. And right here, by going left and then to the right after you enter this room, you can actually enter a small little out-of-bounds sequence right here. I'm very glad that past me actually messes up so I can explain that easier. And then this specific glitch, you are falling, and you can actually create saves and fall faster. Upon each save, you can saw that I was pulled down even faster. And that is like my favorite glitch in the entire run, because it's just fun to see yourself get pulled down over and over again. And we're actually going to see it again in this next area for Selenic Red, because that is the fastest way you can get to the book and go back to Mist Island. And so that skips a lot of puzzle for anyone that's played this game casually. And so we're going to go here. We're going to go back to Selenitic. Thankfully, we don't have to solve the sound puzzle again. That's already solved for us, bypassed us. And so we're going to turn on the book here, and then we're going to travel all the way over to Selenitic again. And we're pretty much going to do almost the exact same thing. This specific part is faster than Sunlight Blue because the red page is a bit closer to where we need to clip out of bounds in order to get underground. Specifically, it's actually right next to where we need to clip out of bounds. We'll go through here, grab the red page at the end of this walk, and then turn around, do the exact same thing. F7, free roam, clip out of bounds, and then go over here so we can clip back inbounds underground right here. That's a better version of the clip out of bounds in order to fall here. Save, load, save, save, create another save. As you can see, I'm getting pulled down. As soon as you see this white area, you can start holding back. And as soon as it turns to black, you can turn back into Classic Mist, and that'll transport you right here to the closest node, which is right outside of this room where you can find the final book that'll lead us back to Mist Island. And so that's all the pages, not including the two that are next to each of the red and blue books on Mist Island. And so we're going to return all the last pages here. Grab this, grab that. And a funny glitch that's happened, if you return these books and then for some reason the game thinks that you still have a page in your hand, and you can actually grab the white page through the doors right here. And that's only possible if you leave the red and blue pages for last, either one of them or both. And so that's fun to just have to skip that puzzle entirely. You can just grab the white page through the doors right there. And this is the, of course, iconic final puzzle of the game. I do believe in this specific PB. I accidentally... Okay, no, I didn't. Okay, I thought that I accidentally accidentally started the elevator before I finished the last dot right there. So we're going to go here, and then timing will end once we give our last page over here. We are in deny now, and we just go to our last page, and that's time. Perfect. And that is the good ending of the game, of course, with all pages that you are bound to get all the good ending. And as you can see, this specific run is absolutely filled with a bunch of different glitches and fun things that you can see throughout the run. And I'm very excited to be considered to show this off. I really want to be able to show this off because it did really, really well the last time that it was at a GDQ, and there's been some developments in the run since then, and so I'd be happy to show those off. And so I'm very excited to be up for consideration for this, and I'm hoping that I put on a good show and that you enjoyed this run, watching this run as much as I enjoy performing it. And so it's an absolutely amazing run. As you can see, there's a lot that goes into it, a lot of tech that the community has discovered, a lot of glitches, a lot of different skips for areas that you can pretty much 100% this game in 14 minutes and 11 seconds or less. And so with that being said, my name is Osborne. Whoever's watching this, love you, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and thank you so much for your consideration.